The last midterm cycle was an amazing one for getting rid of people who've been involved in politics for a long time and are not actually working for the good of the Democratic Party or America in general. But that work continues going to this next election, and we're going to be profiling a number of awesome candidates over the course of the next few months. And one joins us now, Yasmine Taeb. Welcome to the show.
Great, thank you so much for having me.
Excited to have you here. So you're running in Virginia's 35th Senate District, and you're running against someone who's been in politics since basically America was a country. So can you tell us about the race that you're running in, the person that you're running against?
Absolutely. So this is the first time that the current incumbent has faced a challenger since 1979. That's before I was even born. And you know, the reason why this race is so incredibly important is our district is the most progressive Democratic district in the entire state of Virginia, and yet it's been represented by one of the most conservative Democrats we have in the General Assembly. And he's our minority leader. For the last 40 years, he's stalled progress in terms of, you know, fighting for campaign finance reform, making sure that Virginia transitions to a clean energy economy, making sure that we increase wages for our workers, key issues that we're fighting for in this campaign.
And so I want to talk about your platform and your background, but I also want people to understand what you're going up against. So as you pointed out, Dick Saslaw, who currently holds the spot, has been there for a very long time, but he's also incredibly closely tied with one of the big political donors in the state. Can you tell us about that relationship? Absolutely.
He is the top recipient of money from Dominion Energy. Dominion is one of the most influential, corporations right now in Richmond. They make contribute millions of dollars to legislators, literally ripping off our consumers and buying off our legislators. And taking money from a state-regulated monopoly is a conflict of interest. So what we're fighting for in this campaign is ensuring that we do everything we possibly can to be successful on June 11th so we can get Dominion's influence out of Richmond. There's been legislation that's already been introduced in the General Assembly that would prohibit public service utilities like Dominion from making any contributions to our legislators.
And so I'm also curious about the reception that your primary challenge to him has received. So you're going up against Senate Minority Leader. You are a Democratic National Committee woman. How have people responded to you choosing to challenge him?
Voters are so incredibly thankful and supportive of our race. We launched our campaign last September. We've knocked on over 37,000 doors so far, with about 12 days to go to the June 11th primary. I can tell you that voters, progressive activists, our supporters from all across the district, the Commonwealth, the country, and we have over 1,200 grassroots donors and donations to this campaign, which really is unprecedented for a state legislative race. So the support that we've been getting from our voters is what matters to us. And naturally, because of who I'm going up against, whatever you want to call them, the establishment, the Democratic Party of Virginia, leaders in the party, yes, absolutely, they were not happy about us getting in this race. I had several legislators last year, before I announced my candidacy, they did everything they possibly could to ensure that we were not going to be challenging Dick Saslaw. I had on multiple occasions state senators calling me, threatening me, telling me my political future in Virginia would be over if I challenged him, that they would strip me of my DNC seat. And mind you, this is a seat I was elected to by Virginia Democrats. They have no right to do that. But again, we're just focusing on our voters, and our voters are incredibly thrilled to finally have the choice to vote for a progressive.
So you pointed out that this is the most progressive district in the state. So when you're knocking on those 37,000 doors and you're talking with these voters, what are the issues that you're focusing on to differentiate you from the incumbent?
Absolutely. One of the key issues that we've been focusing on during our campaign has been campaign finance reform. And because that issue touches on so many other issues that our voters care about. So when we're talking about ensuring that we get corporate special interests out of our politics, when we're talking about electing Democrats that are serious about fighting climate change and making sure that Virginia transitions away from fossil fuels to clean, renewable energy, that we reject money from the fossil fuel industry. When we're talking about ensuring that we support our working families, supporting our unions, this is the first time in a very long time that we have the opportunity to pick up Democratic majority. That's both chambers. And top on that agenda, on that list for our working families and our unions is repealing Virginia's anti-union right to work law. Yeah. So these are all the issues that we talk about, all the issues that our voters care about.
So I was recently going through some of your social media activity, and on your Twitter account, you have a video where you talk about the story of your family coming to America. So you immigrated to the US as a child. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience and what effect that might have on you as you've been working and now running for office in the US?
Absolutely. So I came to the country when I was in the second grade. My family and I, we were refugees from Iran. We came during the Iran-Iraq War. And the experience that we had coming to the US was very similar to the experience of countless families right now, asylum seekers, refugees at the southern border that are, being kicked, being shunned, being turned away at our border. Literally, they are going through the same experience that my family went through. We were fleeing violence and persecution. So for me, the reason why that background and that experience is so incredibly important for our race is also because of our district. Our district is one of the most diverse in the entire state of Virginia. Over 60% are non-white, over 40%, including myself, are foreign born. In Fairfax County, when we're talking about our residents, more than 1% of residents in Fairfax County currently are in deportation proceedings. These are issues that impact our neighbors. These are issues that our voters who aren't immigrants themselves, they care about. They care about what's happening to their neighbors. They want someone in the General Assembly that's going to be fighting for them, for their neighbors every single day in office. Mm-hmm. Someone who is going to be pushing back against this administration's discriminatory and unconscionable policies. And that's what we need in our state Senate district. And those are the issues that I'm fighting for.
Well, Yasmine Taeb, primary candidate in Virginia's 35th Senate District. It's a very exciting challenge, and hopefully we can check in a little bit later on during your run.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.